No one
Go
cares.
look at, if you look at the Facebook group, there's literally been 3, like me twice and Kasky once are the only 3 on the Facebook.
I didn't put it on Facebook.
You texted it, I think.
But my curse, just was bragging or getting ahead of myself, putting the horse in front of the cart the cart in front of the horses happened yesterday. I was talking mad crap to my other fantasy league because I was about to beat the guy
you're in another
first
league?
place and undefeated. Yeah, because I thought this wasn't going to happen. Long story short,
who's all in that league?
That's my guys in Alabama.
Mm.
And whenever my high school league, long story short, I had Josh Allen last night. All I had to do was get like 15 points out of one.
They're bad.
They're a bad ball club. All you guys out there, check on your Buffalo Bills friends because they are not
Ty Watson
in a good place right now.
Ty.
But they know they're bad. I talked to Ty before the game. He's like, "Don't bet on us." Like you with the Raiders. He's like, "Don't." Well, the Raiders got me out of a hole.
Oh, so what'd you just take them? Were they money? Were they dogs? I didn't even look.
They were dogs. They were plus 3.5.
Oh, nice. There you go.
That's what I was saying. Like
Jets
favorite
up,
at Las Vegas.
I didn't even know what the line was when you said that.
I'm over here.
Plus 3.5.
Over here on mute. I've been talking trash. I've been saying Raiders are going to get abused on Sunday, though.
No, we're not. We're going to win
by the Fighting Tua. No, come on.
Dolphins are pissing me off too.
Dolphins
because they don't beat good teams.
Who's going to stop Mad Max on the outside?
They're a bad team to bet with.
They don't beat good teams. The Chiefs and the Eagles, though. Come on. Which, by the way, Tua fumbles the snap on the last play of the game versus the Chiefs.
I think the Dolphins and the Cowboys are very similar. It's not crap. I love the Cowboys.
I'll take that.
Big Cowboys fan my whole life.
Ready to hit it.
What are you gonna do now that the Bills are bad? What bandwagon are you gonna jump on now?
Cowboys. Got a Cowboy star right over there on the wall. I was never a Bills guy. I was wearing Ty's workout shirt. I love the Titans when I'm in Nashville. I love the Raiders. I'm in Vegas. Jeff, you and Jeff both got me swayed. Like I feel like I got a little Dolphins in me, and every time the Raiders are on, I feel like I just want to be there. I just want to be there at that stadium and going crazy with them.
A few people already getting in the live chat. Liberty Sports Fan Podcast is in there.
Is that the one you're going on?
No, I'm going on A Sea of Red. Connor Fury is on there. He says, my brother-in-law is from upstate New York. He's in a bad place. That's what Connor said.
They're not a good football team. And it's really, I hate to say it, I think Josh Allen's just highly overrated. Maybe I'm wrong.
He throws bad interceptions.
I think he's highly overrated. And I saw a stat where it said before Stephon Diggs got to the Bills, he was a bad player. We just forgot about it. Then he got Diggs, got a lot of long shots. Stats looked a little good. He was able to find open space and run a little bit. Now he's an interception fumbling king. And he's on my fantasy team.
He is a
That's what's the problem. I put him on my fantasy roster this year, and he can't do it for me.
Well, Jeff, we can continue this conversation during the show if you want to. But you tell me when to go. We'll get this thing started off, my friend.
All right.
It's not that much good ball this weekend.
Welcome into the #1 Group of 5 football podcast in the entire universe. We are the Group of 5 guys. Our mission and our goal is to be the voice for the Group of 5 football programs that the mainstream sports media refuses to do. We need your help to do that. We need you to follow us on all the social platforms at Group of 5 Guys. Go to YouTube, Apple Podcasts, Spotify. Subscribe to the channel. Give us a 5-star rating and a review. Most importantly, tell your family and friends all about us. Or you can go to group5guys.com and get you some Group of 5 Guys swag. On this show, we are going to try to figure out these conference championship scenarios, specifically in the Mountain West and in the Sun Belt East. Probably going to be doing some math, some calculations. We're going to give you some locks for the week. We're going to talk about this coaching carousel getting started already. Plenty more to come. Hope you enjoy the show. Have you had it from somebody born and raised in Lafayette, Louisiana, at a tailgate? Doubt it.
Lee Corso is a guy who had a retirement party 10 years ago, and yet he still won't leave the office.
Projected getting drafted between the first and third round. Like, that's incredible.
That's impressive.
Yeah, the wide receivers are absolutely stacked for the group of 5.
I said Michael Pratt has got to show up and play, and boy did he. 394 yards, 4 touchdowns, 48 rushing yards on the ground, and another touchdown.
I really appreciate you do for the group of 5 programs, and I think it's great. I think we should get more of this, but you guys are on the forefront of this. And
so I'm thankful for this. I'm glad that you're talking about the group of 5 because I think they get overlooked.
But it's a ton of fun to watch a guy go to the NFL from a Nevada or a Colorado State or a Middle Tennessee or an App State, and fans follow that kid.
I appreciate what you guys do, truthfully, covering the group of 5. Y'all said it earlier, but the Sun Belt to me is college football.
So which one of you guys fell for the fake Jamie Chadwell tweet? Anybody see it?
Wasn't me. I know who did. Our good friend
A lot of people
Zachary
fell for it.
Branner did, because he sent me a screenshot of it in my messages, and I was like, I'm not sure I understand what's going on here. And then
Grisham fell for it. He's like, "What fake tweet?"
No, I think I remember seeing him freak out about something. Well,
Nah.
remind me what it was.
Somebody,
I'm talking about Branner.
Somebody tweeted from what they made a Liberty account, a screenshot of Jamie Chadwell's tweet with his location still on, and it said Starkville, Mississippi. But turns out it was like I think a Virginia Tech or a Virginia fan, and they photoshopped it.
A lot of respect for Liberty on the sports radio this morning. I was just going into work because they were talking about, Chadwell would be a name Starkville will go after. But they said, this is not a group of 5 school that's just going to let him go easy. Like, it's going to be hard to pull him away from Liberty. That's what they're saying.
They got deep pockets at Liberty.
Yeah, they got deep pockets, and I think it's a culture that he kind of coincides with. Is that the right definition there? Make that word up?
No, I think
it's a real word. I think you're right there.
Look at that.
Well
Look
done.
at that.
Hey, well done. Yeah, but a lot of people on Twitter were just, lose it. Both, mostly the Liberty haters fell for it and were like, "Oh, I thought he wanted to, stay there for life or whatever." But I don't know.
But Zachary Branner's probably happy because there's a guy in South Alabama that I know they got their eyes locked. They got their targets locked in on.
Yeah, they better hope. Yeah,
they're going to go after Summerall hard.
Yeah,
who's that?
Mississippi State.
But why would you go there? That is you're not going to be able to build a program there. I'm sorry.
Dan Mullen did.
For how long?
And I also heard Dan Mullen made.
I heard Dan Mullen too.
Yeah.
Yeah, but here's the thing. Here's my thing about a place like so. I'm not. Mississippi State is one where okay, Dan Mullen went and did very well there, but still didn't really win anything.
No.
So I think that's probably what Jeff was saying. Like A&M, on the other hand, you probably could go to A&M and build a.
Why? Okay,
I know why.
A&M's not going to go after Summerall right now.
A&M's going to.
It's a stepping stone. Mississippi State is like a stepping stone. If you can go to Mississippi State and you can get 8 or 9 wins every year for 3 or 4 years.
Yeah, but why? If you're going to do it, why not go like the Billy Napier route and just stay? Because you're at a good spot.
It's working really well for Billy Napier right now.
Well, yeah. You think it would have went any better if he went to? But you know what I'm saying? He waited for the job he wanted. He waited for that one job. And there's a difference between Florida, LSU, A&M, Alabama, Georgia, and Mississippi State.
Well, I'm going to talk about myself in third person. Don't let swag bear thoughts make you think. I hope Summerall doesn't leave. I don't go to Mississippi State either. But if I was Mississippi State, that would be my go-to right now with what he's done at Troy.
So, all right. So what do you think? So you think – I think Chadwell – I think, first of all, it's too – he just got to Liberty. So you'd be calling him based off of his success at Coastal probably. Mm-hmm. But I am real worried about Jeff Traylor going to A&M.
I think
they're talking about that one pretty hard too.
Because I think I think that would be a place that, I mean, I hate to say it, would be a good spot. Like, he's been begging for San Antonio to get behind that football program, and A&M has like unlimited resources. So I hope he doesn't
turned
go.
down any jobs. I mean, that might be a dumb question. I'm sure he has.
Yeah, I'm
He
sure he
turned down
has.
any
just not, like,
notable Power
officially.
5 jobs.
Well,
Like, has
what
he
did
ever
say,
been offered like
what
Texas
did he say
Tech
last
or something?
year? Last year he had a comment about not wanting to go anywhere, but I don't know what job was open
You
for
want to
him
talk about
to.
some deep pockets at A&M.
Yeah,
Well,
then
just
you got
that makes the most sense, mainly because he's a Texas guy and he's got
Yeah.
all the relationships with all those high schools in
School
Texas
coaches.
already. And like you said, Sprouse, he's been
the
begging.
only
the San
reason
Antonio
the
faithful.
only reason A&M wouldn't do it is because it's not the flashy hire.
Yeah.
It's not the Lane Kiffin or the
Coach Prime.
Stephen A. Smith. That would be
I'm
idiotic.
hearing it prime too.
That's
Oh,
an
that'd be
ESPN.
idiotic.
There's no way he goes. His sons can't transfer.
Plus, there's a big difference between Colorado, a team that's just like, we'll do anything to be relevant, do whatever you want, and A&M, where that guy's going to be. You see Dion out there at the midnight scream or whatever with the cadets doing all those weird chants they do. They got too many boosters that are not going
It's gonna be
to.
interesting. It's gonna be. I mean, I don't think I had a couple cocktails and I said Dion the other night. I don't think it'll be Dion. I think
No
Buddy
way.
at Duke. I think Buddy at Duke might get it, or Washington. I don't know the guy's names off the top of my head.
Washington
head
is
coach or
DeBear or DeBoer
Yeah,
or
he was
whatever.
Fresno State's coach.
but
He
the
just got there,
Duke. But he was
too.
the D coordinator at A&M. So and he's killing
And the
it at
the
Duke.
Oregon coach too, and he
He ain't
didn't.
leaving Oregon. He ain't gonna leave Oregon. That's a powerhouse.
Washington's gonna make the playoff.
Yeah, they ain't got the pockets like Oregon.
But okay, so there it is. Okay, so Washington is like comparable to like how we're talking about Mississippi State. Like they're going to be one of the best teams in the country this year, but they won't be able to sustain that versus an Oregon, or I don't know. But then they're saying Chip Kelly's going to get fired at UCLA too. The less firings, the better for schools like that, because I don't want to see all these. I mean, I think if it was a year later, I think G.J. Kinney's phone would be ringing, especially these schools that want the offensive guy.
I think
You think old Kurt Signetti's phone's ringing at all over at JMU?
I would have thought that, but I saw some JMU people. Here's JMU people. I'm about to give you some credit here. They made some good points. He's a little older. He's like 60-something years old. So
Just depends if he wants it or not. He might not be interested. Who knows?
Oh man. And Boise State. Boise State's a good. I'm interested to see who they hire.
Very attractive situation.
And will it be a group of 5 head coach that's taking a step up? Maybe, I don't know. San Diego State's going to be looking for a coach.
if Boise State was a boss, they'd get their head coach from back in.
Peterson,
Yeah, Peterson went to Washington. Now he's not doing anything. Get him back and holding the reins.
or they go get the guy that replaced. Get Brian Harsin back over there. That Auburn.
The best thing about the offseason is seeing where the coaches are going to go. That's literally the only
It just sucks that
Not
it's
the
happening
offseason
now.
yet.
That's it. Yeah.
No, I know. But
Like-
after the off, I mean, Texas A&M got the ball rolling because they wanted to make sure they got the cream of the crop.
Yeah, they want to get ahead. So now all these
So that's
people
why
are
they fired
following
him.
suit.
I
where
think
everybody's
that the
pulling the trigger early.
NCAA needs to. They need to not allow transfer portal or coaching tampering until the season's over.
Yeah.
Because you're gonna get, because now if the rumors, like, you're gonna get UTSA, for example, if their team thinks that this rumor's true. That's what happened to Coastal last year, and they just completely collapsed their last couple of weeks of the season knowing Chadwell was gone. I'm not saying they would have beat Troy in the championship game, but I'm sure they wouldn't have laid the egg that they laid. But
I just went to the comments because I was curious. Everybody was like talking about the coaches.
We got a bunch of people.
Oh,
in
Joe Judkins is telling me Summerall ain't going nowhere. Well, we'll see, Joe.
we get Joe. You
better
go
get
see
out
Chuck
your
and
wallet,
Jason
Joe.
over there at the NIL.
Yeah.
Over there at the collective, and
there. Better fry up
Figure
some
it out.
grouper and get it over to Summerall's
Uh-huh.
desk.
Hey, before we get started, I just gotta get something off my chest. I did something atrocious today. Can you just keep me in here, Jeff? Do you have it somehow teed up?
It's
Go for it.
atrocious. It's atrocious.
Not proud of this,
No.
but I had I had to get this off my chest. I looked for the guy today to apologize. Couldn't find him. Real quick story. I do not have children as of yet. I have a little dog, Lacey May. Probably love my dog more than these guys love their kids. This is her. You can't really see it that well. But anyways, little dog, Lacey May. I was outside today putting up a couple more Christmas decorations. I know. And as I'm doing that, Michaela comes outside and has Lacey outside too. We're at fault. And Lacey's roaming around the front yard. A dog carrying child was walking, looked like a German Shepherd, was walking, and Lacey takes off to the front yard after this dog. Michaela's screaming, no. But this kid, when I say kid, I'm about 12 or 13 years old, is just looking at us with his dog, and I'm saying, not friendly. And I said, move your damn dog. I just yelled at this kid. And he freaked out and started kind of walking away. And he's like, I'm sorry. And then Michaela grabs Lacey, and the kid walks away. And I'm like, sorry for yelling. I yelled at a child today.
Cursed at a child.
And I feel terrible about it. I went around the neighborhood trying to find him to say I'm sorry. However, he was not. He was going to let this dog just eat my dog. So I didn't know what to do.
Was he on the sidewalk?
He was on the sidewalk. He was totally
on a leash.
On a leash.
Your dog was.
He might have been 14. But I'm hoping that the kid thought I was yelling at my wife, because technically it could look like I was yelling at my wife. So I said, "Get the damn dog." I was yelling. I'll admit I was yelling at that young man, and I'm in the wrong. I'm embarrassing. I'm atrocious. But I was making sure that my little girl was going to be okay.
It's atrocious. It's atrocious.
Yeah.
Instincts.
I like that you're owning up to it. I like it.
Protective.
Oh, I felt terrible. I went to go get Chick-fil-A for dinner, and I went around the neighborhood like twice trying to find that guy, which would probably be weird. Be like, hey, man.
Hey, by the way, I'm the one that yelled at you there.
Get in the car real quick. Let's
Want
talk.
Chick-fil-A? Want to go to Chick-fil-A with me?
Yeah.
I got this. Pimento cheese chicken sandwich that I bought for you. He opens it up. There's a bite missing out of it.
Let me just go ahead and tell you a new dessert there. They started last year. I think I mentioned it last year on the podcast. The peppermint milkshake in Chick-fil-A. Out of this world. Peppermint milkshake. Chick-fil-A. No free advertising.
I think you did, Brandon. I'm not a fan of mint and like chocolate. You know what I mean? Like I don't like mint chip. My wife loves that.
Not either. I'm not either. But this is good.
Well, we're stocking up on the peppermint mocha creamer from Publix because Lauren wants to have it last until freaking next spring. So, all the Christmas stuff's out. Pumpkin spice is already done with.
God.
But anyway, so football, college football, Group of 5 football's happening. We got Jeff. We got people on Facebook and Twitter. Need to get over to the YouTube. That's the more fun live chat.
Yeah, we got a good live chat going with a lot of new heads that I haven't seen in here. Want to shout them out real quick. Carl Adams is in there. Joe Judkins, of course, is in there. Matt Williams is in there. The Liberty Sports Fan Podcast is in there. Connor Fury is in there. A lot of good stuff going on there. A lot of back and forth, good conversation. Our boy Steeple PC just entered in the live chat as well. So if you're on Twitter or Facebook, come on over. We'll shout you out. If you got any good points, we'll definitely try and bring it up on the show as well. So YouTube, live chat. Smash the like button. Subscribe.
You gotta get a link to pop up when you do that.
I know.
Smash the button right here.
Hit the damn button, nerd.
But yeah, so here's the deal, man. Jeff, I'm gonna start with you on this. There were some disappointments this weekend. There definitely were. What's your most surprising storyline from the weekend?
I'm going to have to go out west. The San Jose State Spartans, boy, put a beatdown on Fresno State, who was top of the Mountain West. They had been playing really, really well. Mikey Keene was back. It looked like they had everything rolling. But, Sprouse, I have been saying that San Jose State has a shot, and they were my pick to win the conference. Why? Because of Shavon Cordero. This guy is the best quarterback in the Mountain West, bar none. He does not turn the ball over. He had 3 touchdowns the other night, and they just got off to an incredible start. And honestly, they've done this most of the season. It just is normally like in the second half, they just disappear. But they didn't do that. Mikey King got re-injured, so Logan Fife came in the game, and he didn't play well either at all. And then shout out to Kari Robinson, had a massive game, 200 yards on the ground, 2 touchdowns. They control their own destiny. If they can take care of business the rest of the way, I think they're going to find their way into the Mountain West Championship game. So happy for San Jose State. Really disappointed in Fresno State in the performance they put up.
Yeah, it's like we've been talking about the quote desperate teams, and at this point in the year, if you're in the conference race, every game is desperate. And we had a bunch of teams that came out and just, in my mind, flopped. Jesse, what about you? Most surprising storyline from the weekend?
I think I know where you're going to go with yours. So I am going to go into the Sun Belt more because I've had a piss poor year in gambling, like piss poor. Like I don't think I've been up all year. And I had 4 incorrect picks in the Sun Belt this weekend. Go ahead and just call myself out. I still think Georgia State's a good team. They're just not really good at home. But what App State did to Georgia State, what Liberty did to Old Dominion, Arkansas State putting a big fight with South Alabama. And Texas State, I thought they were going to handle Coastal, and Coastal fought it out. And then you had Marshall. Where'd they come from? Like Georgia Southern, beginning of the season, I said they were the most consistent teams in the Sun Belt. Now they're one of the most inconsistent teams in the Sun Belt. That is Georgia Southern. So the Sun Belt in general, which we've said every Tuesday podcast, is just a whirlwind, and it has to be the craziest conference in the country in Division I. If you take a look at this conference, anybody, and I'm talking about going to maybe even the last place, can beat the second place. No one's beating James Madison.
Yeah.
Just wait.
You got somebody beating James Madison this weekend?
Coastal Carolina will beat James Madison last week of the season. Book it.
What's that on Friday Night Lights, Tim McGraw?
Yeah.
That's crazy.
Yeah, I was going to go. Well, you know where I'm going to go, but I was going to also bring up Georgia Southern because we did say it on Saturday. They are it's like home and away for them, 2 completely separate rosters. They let Rasheen Ali just run it all over them on Saturday. But I'm going to lead this into jumping off of a bandwagon too. Air Force.
Ooh, boy.
Hawaii.
For the record, that's why I figured you were going. That's why.
Yeah, I know. I never said, I know Larrier. I'm thinking, and I don't know this for any kind of fact, but I'm thinking that they knew that without Larrier, it was going to be a problem. And that's why they stuck that freaking brace on his knee and tried to make him play. And now he's out. They played 2 quarterbacks. One of them went 0 for 2 with 2 interceptions in the triple option. They've been turning it over like crazy the last couple of weeks. I've honestly never seen a team that looked so dominant. Like Jeff, you were talking about San Jose State, and Air Force was one of the teams that San Jose State jumped on early.
Yep.
And then Air Force just looked like it looked like they flexed their muscle and took over. But then, and I'm going to lead that into, I am completely off the bandwagon. I think that they're going to lose to UNLV this week, and they're going to go from being 9-0, number 25 in the country, a strong chance of representing the Group of 5 in the New Year's, to not even playing for a conference championship. And so I'm off of that bandwagon. I'm not necessarily on this bandwagon, but Boise State somehow
they're still in it.
Is just still sitting there, and they just fired their coach. Hey, we know what happens when you get an interim head coach. They're going to come out this week and look like world beaters. So watch it end up being Boise State again, and they're going to end up winning this damn conference.
No, I don't think so.
But that's a team to start paying attention to. And then, yeah, dude, this Sun Belt East, every week it's different. I mean, we're going to talk a little bit of these scenarios, but
I got a question for you guys.
What's your question, Jeff?
So you talked about the Sun Belt East, right? We all know the Sun Belt's top to bottom an incredible conference. What does it mean that Liberty just pretty much handled? Oh, I know ODU is middle bottom of the pack.
It means you better quit hating on Liberty, and they might be the best team in the group of 5 is what it means.
I think I know where Jeff's going with this, though, and I love this because I wanted to say this last week, but I just didn't have the cojones. Go ahead,
Jeff. Sorry.
No, well, I mean, my question was because, on social media, everybody's saying now that Liberty handled a Sun Belt team that played almost every other East team and a couple West teams very, very tough. What does that mean? What does this win mean? Because on social media, everyone's like, ODU's not good. This win doesn't mean anything.
Just maybe, the Sun Belt football teams aren't as good as we think. And they're just competitive with each other. And when they go outside their little bubble and go out to the Mountain West or against Conference USA teams, they get that little ass spanked. Maybe they have a really good.
I wasn't going to go there. That's a bold statement.
No. They have a good fan base. They have one of the most passionate fan base. They have one of the best traditions. But maybe their teams aren't as good as they think. We'll find out at bowl season. We'll just find out.
That Conference USA is better than people think and get credit for it.
I think the Sun Belt may not be as good as people are saying. They have great fans.
It's pretty good.
It's fun to watch. So is ACC football sometimes on Saturday nights. We all know ACC is not that great.
Sometimes it's tough. This Friday night, Duke, NC State. Ooh, rough.
I'm really just trying to get people fired up in the chat.
Well, they're going.
Sun Belt is good. Sun Belt is good football, but you look at these games, they play out of conference sometimes. That's outside Power 5.
Well, Jeff, and I think where you were going to with this is that maybe this Conference USA ain't so bad after all.
That's exactly
especially where I was going. In our little separate group chat, when we're seeing these Missouri Tigers look like a top 10 team in the country and blow out the Tennessee Volunteers. Meanwhile, the little old 3-win team out of Murfreesboro, Tennessee, was a bad call away from beating the Missouri Tigers.
Sure was.
So we better. I mean, you better bite your tongue when you're talking about these Liberty Flames. They're a damn good team, and everybody's going to be begging for their coach. And everybody, I mean, Old Dominion, first of all, they beat App State. They came closer than anybody to beating James Madison. They're still right in this Sun Belt East mix, too, with 3 losses. So
sure is. But, Sprouse, speaking of games, we got some action going on right now.
Do we?
And let me tell you, Dan the Rocket Man Savage has got to be having an aneurysm right now. Bowling Green is up 21-10 with 4 minutes to go in the second quarter. At half, Northern Illinois is up 14-0 against Western Michigan. And almost at halftime, we got a tie ball game with Akron and Eastern Michigan. Bowling Green, can they knock off Toledo tonight?
Well, they maybe can. And, before you read that score, I was going to get up here and give Toledo their flowers, too, and talk about how everybody needs to be, watching out for them. But it's a crazy little conundrum because I know a team out of Lynchburg, Virginia that also beat this Bowling Green team by 1 million.
Sure did.
So I mean, maybe Conference USA is the conference now. I don't know. But no, I think the truth of the matter is, Jeff, Liberty is really, really good. Everybody else in Conference USA, they're fine. They're not as bad. I don't think they're as bad as everybody thinks. I mean, we've been talking about that a lot.
Jacksonville State's really good.
Jacksonville State's very good. Yeah.
New Mexico State.
Realistically, you're right. Liberty's really good. I did not expect them to beat ODU like that. Did not. Because, like you said last year, look at their scores. They've only lost by like 1 possession to all the other Sun Belt schools.
So real quick, if you guys were on the college football playoff committee, who are you putting in? Liberty, you got Tulane right now is
ranked for the New Year 6.
12 man.
Yeah, for the New Year 6. Well, yeah, who are the Group of 5 representative?
You can have it, Swaggy. You can go first.
I think I'll be it. I'm gonna be that guy. James Madison deserves to be in the New Year 6. Okay, roll your eyes. If they can get somehow pushed through,
well, they can't. So they're not even eligible at this point. But
Especially when they lose to Coastal, right, Jeff?
that's very true. They're gonna
Okay,
they
I
might
can't-
drop their
yeah.
last two.
Yeah.
If I can't put
They
James
might drop
Madison
App
in
and
it,
Coastal.
I mean, if Liberty goes undefeated, Liberty has to go.
Not if Tulane. Not
Yeah,
right
I
now. They're
mean,
ranked
Tulane's
below
lost.
Tulane.
Tulane
but
is
Tulane's ranked ahead.
17. James Madison's 18. Obviously, they can't play, and then Liberty is ranked.
That's
25.
okay. UTSA is going to beat Tulane anyway in the championship game because my guy, the team that I'm jumping on right now, I don't have anybody jumping off. I've jumped off enough. I'm jumping on for the first time this year. I'm on the UTSA bandwagon. I like them. I like SMU too.
Wait.
They couldn't win a big game, Jeff.
I thought Frank Harris
Frank
could
Harris,
win the big
yeah.
one.
Yeah. That's right.
He might. He just might this time. No, if he gets Rice, I like. So if UTSA, I think UTSA could possibly beat Tulane. Liberty deserves to go to the Power 6 game. Tulane's already went, okay? Yeah, they won the Rose Bowl. Fun. What? Wow.
Is it saying
So-
to get up and walk around?
Get the hell up, please. The other day I was on the couch and my watch was like, time to get up. Also, I rolled over and it said congrats.
Congrats, you met your activity for the day.
Yeah. I'm gonna say Liberty then. If I can't say James Madison, I'm gonna say Liberty.
I mean, you can say James Madison. I know we
I
got to
do
get
think
moving
James
here.
Madison. Yeah,
I got a little sneaky suspicion that game day being in Harrisonburg and all this media attention, I got a feeling two things. I got a little inkling that that's going to put too much pressure on the NCAA and the Sun Belt, and they're going to somehow approve this appeal. But the other thing is they are putting an immense amount of pressure on the Dukes. So these games now, I mean, they're good. They're so good.
Everybody's been putting pressure on them.
No, not like this, because now you're going to get the whole world. It's. You know what's going to happen? Well, we're lucky that it's App State that they're playing, because otherwise game day would be there. Just like when they went to App last year, and they didn't hardly even talk about Troy.
They're going to be talking about.
That's what they're going to do.
Playoffs.
But they'll talk about App because they do like App. But they're going to be talking about James Madison deserves a New Year's bid. Again, they got 2 games left.
Let's be honest. They're going to get on there and talk about how Jim Harbaugh shouldn't be suspended in the middle of the season, and they'll probably give about 10
How
minutes.
embarrassing was that assistant coach
to that game?
Oh, just embarrassing. They act like he passed away.
Is he still alive?
Guy was probably in the locker room right after the game.
He cried more than I did at my grandfather's funeral.
I mean, just
goodness
embarrassing.
gracious.
So anyway, we got to. So Jeff, are you on or off anybody's bandwagon here? San Jose State, you're on, but you've been on.
I'm not completely off of it. Tulane is starting to worry me a little bit.
Yeah.
Last couple weeks, all right. They beat North Texas by 7, Rice by 2, ECU by 3, and then Tulsa by 2. So, I mean, they were pretty banged up last week. Lawrence Keys goes out of the game. Jaquan Jackson he's hurt. Keith Brown is hurt. So their top 3 receivers are out. So I don't know what the timetable is for their return. I don't know how much that affected them in the game, but you got to think, even without those guys, you can beat Tulsa by more than 2.
Yeah.
So I'm not off of it, but they better start figuring some things out before they face old San Antonio that last game of the season, because San Antonio is rolling right now.
Yeah, they're red hot. Well, let's talk about these scenarios a little bit. So in the American, so here's what you have. You have Tulane, SMU, and UTSA at 6-0 in the conference. You have Memphis at 5-1 with a loss to Tulane. So Memphis and SMU play this week, and then Tulane and UTSA play in the final week of the season. So, this could shake out where you could have, let's just say, Memphis beats SMU, and then let's just say UTSA beats Tulane. You'll get UTSA in there, and then you'll have a 3-way tie, and it's going to be a mess because SMU got to not play any of them, fortunately for them. But I don't know. I feel like Tulane I feel like they'll step up when it matters. When it's a big game, I feel like they'll show up.
Yeah,
For a 3-way tie. Go ahead, Jeff.
Could be. It could be.
the only way it's a 3-way tie is if Memphis beats SMU.
Correct.
Because then, yeah. So, which, I mean, say what you want. I'm not their fan base irks me just about as bad as some of the JMU faithful, but SMU is a good team. Preston Stone has filled some big shoes in Tanner Mordecai from last year. And they're good on defense too. So it's going to be a tough matchup. You got to go to the Liberty Bowl. You'll have, like that Memphis fan said, 30,000 will be there. But yeah, I think, if I had to pick right now, San Antonio right now looks to be them and SMU to me look like to be the two hottest teams playing the best ball right now. But it's a new week, so we'll see what happens with that Memphis SMU game.
I'm really delayed on my
Trey Moore is a problem for opposing offenses. I think he might be close to leading the country in sacks. So if he can continue that type of production, it's gonna be hard for teams to score on him.
I'm delayed on my comebacks, but Frank Harris does win conference championships. He can't win bowl games. So he'll go and he'll handle the American, but then
that was 2 segments ago.
And then lastly, if it's a 3-way tie, do they just go to a local diner and get on the local news and flip a coin? Is that what happens?
No, it'll be, and actually I think I lied. I think if Tulane, if they beat UTSA, that's what would mess it up. Because then both Memphis and UTSA would have the same loss to Tulane. So that's like the next tiebreaker is like record versus common opponents. And then you're going to have, it's weird. You go on the thing, it goes all the way down to like, did you win the last game? So I don't know what's going to happen there, but we're going to find out about Memphis and SMU this week.
What time's that game at? You say it was 11 o'clock Central?
11 a.m. local time. Yeah, noon
on
Eastern.
ESPN?
One of them. ESPN2, maybe.
Okay, cool. That's going to be like the best game.
It's a big game.
Oh, boy. Update. Bowling Green just scored again, 28-10.
So Bowling Green still has an outside shot, correct? To win the East?
I'm about to go back to the episode 1 of this season. I'm pretty sure they were my dark horse for the MAC. So that's awesome.
You got to go to Alex. You got to go shout out to Alex.
We'll
you got to go look at his.
He's got them all posted. So, that'd be a big win for them. But it doesn't help them in the East, though.
No, but it doesn't eliminate them.
Very true.
Here's the deal. Miami, so we'll get to the MAC in a second. Conference USA, Liberty's hosting New Mexico State. It's over with no matter what happens. Now, I do just want to remind everybody of that wild scenario that I brought up a week ago with Middle Tennessee. Had they beat New Mexico State, who they lost to 13-7, had they won that game, they would be sitting right there with a chance to play for the conference championship, and they lost 13-7. Or had they not given up that all-time collapse against Jacksonville State, they would be
why I jumped off the bandwagon.
They're in the mix to play for a conference championship game. But that's all right. I'm excited for New Mexico State, man. I don't think anybody thought that they were going to be, in the conference. Well, you didn't have them in the conference. So you had UTEP winning the conference, buddy.
I'm just talking about my dark horse.
Yeah, and won a game. Yeah.
And they're not going to this weekend either.
No. But, yeah, so that's in Lynchburg. It's a Friday,
Before we move on, Sprouse, I have to give a shout out. Sam Houston State gets their second win,
Big dub.
Beating La Tech, put up 42 points on La Tech. Shout out to Sam Houston State. Good for them.
Yep. They might win another one. You just never know. And then in the MAC, so Toledo is in. So Dan the Rocket Man, he's just hoping for a New Year's, but it ain't happening at this point. But they're still in. They're already in the championship game. So
yeah, he's sweating. He's got to be sweating right now at that game.
What's the weather like? I'm sure I know what you were really saying, but it's probably cold.
All right, here we go. I got you, Sprouse.
What do you got for me?
Most direct route for Bowling Green to make it. They have to win out. They gotta have some help. Miami's got to drop their last 2, and Ohio has got to lose 1.
Miami's not dropping their last 2. That's the issue. No. Who's Bowling Green have? So Toledo and then who? Sorry to put you on the spot there.
Bowling Green has Western Michigan to finish the season.
It's a tough one. Yeah, I mean, Miami's just not going to lose both games. They just got to win one game, and they're in.
Defense
so.
is too good.
Yeah, they're too good. So we'll get a rematch, Toledo, Miami. So it's funny, like I look back at all of our picks preseason, and like we all, at least I did. I like fell all the way off my picks, and then I'm starting to come back on like late in the season. Like I had SMU UTSA preseason, and then like after 3 weeks, I was like, well, it ain't gonna be UTSA, and now here we are. I'm thinking we're gonna get SMU UTSA, and then so I don't know. I'm feeling pretty good about most of my picks now. So that's your scenario in the MAC. In the Mountain West, I got to read this to everybody. So what you have is the Air Force Falcons are 5-1 in the conference. They have a head-to-head win over San Jose State. They still have to play Boise State and UNLV. So they probably have the toughest, last two. Then you have UNLV, who's also 5-1, who lost to Fresno State, who's in it. See, Air Force's head-to-head loss is Hawaii, so they're fine with the one loss. But UNLV still plays Air Force, and they still play San Jose State. So chance to get head-to-head wins versus both of them if there's any kind of tiebreaker. Fresno State's 4-2. However, they have head-to-head wins over UNLV and over Boise State. They have a loss now to San Jose State. Boise, 4-2. Head-to-head win over San Jose State. Head-to-head loss to Fresno. Still play Air Force. And then San Jose State, 4-2. Head-to-head win over Fresno State. Head-to-head losses already to Boise State and Air Force. And then they still play UNLV. So problem is those head-to-heads, because that's where the first tiebreakers are going to come. The head-to-head winner is going to get the nod. But if you have, let's just say here, for example, ready for this. If UNLV beats Air Force and then San Jose State beats UNLV, you're about to have 6-2 Air Force, 6-2 UNLV, 6-2 Fresno State, 6-2 San Jose State. Look, figuring that one out. So I don't know. You just got to win right now. Everybody that's in there, you just got to win. Control what you can control, and you'll be just fine.
So who do you think? Who do you think represents? What do you think happens,
dude? Man, I think UNLV is going to get in one way or another, even if they drop one, and then. Dude, Boise State, maybe?
It's so wild.
No, I think Fresno's going to get in because they already beat UNLV and they already beat Boise. So if there's a tiebreaker, Fresno's got a pretty good nod because their other loss is Wyoming, who's pretty much out of it. Chris, you okay? He's looking like he's eating candy corn and peanuts.
Oh, Jesus.
Chewing on ice over here. I want to come through the screen and just slap the hell out of you because I'm like, I can't keep up with it. It's headache. Right now. If I was driving right now, I'd pull over and just like throw up because that's just a lot of information, Sprouse. It's a lot of information.
That's the mess.
Just win, baby.
Right
well, like my guy said at Oakland, just win. Right there, right, Jeff. Just win.
What guy was that said that?
Austin Powers.
John Gruden.
Al Davis. Come on, man.
So here's my point in this, and I tweeted something about this yesterday or whenever. Like, look at all of these teams that with 2 games left are still very much alive to win the conference. If you're in the group of 5 coming into this season, other than Tulane, maybe, other than maybe a couple teams that think they got a shot at the New Year's Six, like, your only goal is to win the conference. So, and we're guilty of jumping off these bandwagons after a game or two, but, like, all you can ask for is a chance, man.
Yep.
You got 2 games left, and for the most part, these are going to come down to the final week. So it's going to be the final week of the regular season and you're still going to have a chance to win the conference. And yet, we have already fired Boise State's coach. Now, it seems like that's got a little more to do with some locker room issues. Side note, looks like Eric McAllister may come back now that they fired their coach. So, seems like that was some stuff going on with Boise. But we got all these people wanting to fire their coach, and it's like, what's the goal? Win the conference? It's still alive. The goal is still alive. So we gotta we gotta pump the brakes on this stuff. And it's the same thing. We're gonna get in this Sun Belt where everybody wants to fire Sean Clark. You got Georgia Southern fans on Twitter wanting to fire Helton.
That's
Are you
wild.
out of your dude?
Are you out of your skull?
Are you out of your damn mind? They were so bad. They are setting offensive records that they've never seen in Statesboro.
Sprouse. Also, they completely changed their offensive identity.
Completely.
What they did. So they had triple
Nobody
option
thought
guys
they were
on
gonna
that
be this
roster,
good.
and they go to a spread, and they're relevant again. It's wild.
It's insane. It's absolutely insane that these people are delusional. You're starting to sound like the idiotic fans that we like to talk trash about, i.e. Knoxville, Tennessee. They're about ready to fire their guy, aren't they? I mean, man, a year ago to the day, they were going to build a statue.
There's something in the Kool-Aid because on the Group of 5 level, I think they see a taste or potential of getting to that New Year's Six and potentially upping your program to where you're the big dog everybody's talking about the year after. Tulane goes and wins the Rose Bowl. Tulane's the only Group of 5 school that ESPN College Game Day even talks about, maybe a little UTSA here and there. They think this is their year. They start out 5-0, 6-0. But then when you start getting those losses, you feel like you take a step back. And then what do you do? How do you get to be at that Fresno State, App State level? I feel like Georgia Southern, I feel like they took such a huge step back the past 2 or 3 years. They had a little taste of that Kool-Aid for 4 or 5 weeks. Air Force, tasting that Kool-Aid 7, 8 weeks. Losses, man. They changed their whole
I mean, I'm with
perception
you,
of a team.
But if I'm in Statesboro, who you I should
Well, that's what I'm trying to say. Like in the Power 5, some of those idiotic universities, they want the Kirby Smarts and Nick Saban.
They think they can go get the next
Texas
big
A&M
thing.
thinks they're about to go get a Nick Saban and Kirby Smart. Group of 5, they want that next, to be that next Tulane, be that next UCF from in 2000s. Let's be real. What they want to do is, in my opinion, not that I'm a fan for it, they want to be in the next big conference. That's what they want. And they feel like if a coach isn't going to be consistent enough, which is idiotic. I agree, idiotic.
Yeah.
They are not getting 10 wins every season. Get rid of them.
I mean, I think
who are you going to get?
Exactly. Who are you going to get? And who you I think we talked about this at one point. If you look at active coaches, other than Kirby Smart, Nick Saban, maybe Brian Kelly, I don't even know if he's in that mix for most of the top winning percentages. It's 60%. Nobody's winning as much as everybody thinks that they want to win.
No.
So I think we just need to be really careful about that and focus on winning the conference, because guess what? If you abandon ship and you don't show up, then you're going to keep losing. But anyway, Sun Belt. Troy is in. Troy is hosting. They're in it. Well, I guess if somehow James Madison gets their waiver approved, then they would host.
Have you been following these comments, Jeff? Did you see what I saw earlier?
Kyle
Someone
Adams
said that
is claiming that the Sun Belt has already said that if the NCAA approves the waiver, that they will let James Madison play in the Sun Belt Championship game. Which I don't know. Does that mean that JMU hosts then if they win out? I don't know.
I mean, surely.
I haven't read that anywhere, but Kyle would probably know better than we would.
Oh, man.
Well, okay, now let me just
regret saying something. I got to say something.
Say it. Do it. Say it.
Do you think the last time the NCAA changed the rules for someone to play was We Are Marshall? We got really quiet there, boys. Remember the plane crashed?
Yeah.
and you couldn't play with all freshmen. They said they can't play this year. They're like, you know what? They went, appealed. The NCAA was like, we'll let them play. James Madison's over here. Appeal. I can't tell if y'all are looking stuff up or y'all are just like stupid.
I'm looking stuff up.
Oh, okay. I'm just saying, like, is that that might be the last time the NCAA is kind of
I don't know.
folded for somebody. Granted, that was a little bit different. That was a little less extreme, but
Bob Marshall in the chat says they did it for Liberty when they came up. I'm not sure exactly what it's referencing, but I think they've done it since the Marshall thing. Now I don't know the exact examples, but I feel like they've made amends on certain stuff.
Okay, so my point being is they've done it before.
Yeah.
And if they do that, they might represent your city.
So go down the
If they do it, that's fine. Now let me just say this. Though. At this point, a little too late. I mean, at this point, Troy's probably scout.
I just feel like you can't do it this late.
Because you're gonna screw somebody over. I mean, like if you let them play, then whoever would have played is going to feel screwed because they're going to feel like, look, we won it based on the rules that were provided to us. We won this division.
Yeah, because again, if they're 500, they're not saying a thing. So
correct.
Well, they lose to Coastal, then there you go.
Which they will, so I'm not worried about it.
And
so give us a rundown based off of the current teams that are able to play, Sprouse.
So here's what we're dealing with, Jeff. So Troy's hosting. Okay, we got that. West. Here's what you have in the East. Coastal, 5-2, with head-to-head wins over App State and Old Dominion. A loss to Georgia Southern, and of course they still have to play James Madison. So, yeah, if Coastal beats James Madison, they're gonna be in this. They're gonna be in because they'll have the better record, and they'll have the head-to-head win over App State. So that's kind of the easiest path.
That's
However,
Thanksgiving weekend. That's Thanksgiving weekend.
Last
Coastal and James Madison, yeah. And now App State is 4-2. I feel like they should be 5-2. Anyway, so they have head-to-head loss to Coastal, head-to-head loss to Old Dominion, still play James Madison, still play Georgia Southern. So it's a tough one for App. They got two tough ones. Georgia Southern's 3-3. So they have one more loss than Coastal and App. However, I think the assumption is Coastal and App both will lose to James Madison, and so they'll all have 3 losses. Georgia Southern has the head-to-head win already over Coastal. So if James Madison beats both Coastal and App, Georgia Southern beats Old Dominion and App, Georgia Southern gets in with 3 losses with a tiebreaker over Coastal. That makes sense. You guys with me?
Yeah.
Everybody follow along? Everybody follow along. It'll be on the test.
I follow this one pretty well.
And then, it's a little easier because it's divisions.
Yeah.
So that's why. That's
so
why.
So you're not gonna have in the Mountain West a 4-team tie and 2 of them are gonna make it. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And then you do still have Old Dominion sitting there at 3-3, who does have a head-to-head win over App State, head-to-head loss to Coastal. And they still play Georgia Southern and Georgia State. Who's Coastal? Wait a minute. Hold on. I'm screwing this up here. Who's Coastal play this week?
Army. So it doesn't matter.
So Old Dominion's out. Disregard it. Because even if they win out and Coastal loses to James Madison, they'll both have 3 losses. Coastal has a head-to-head over Old Dominion and a head-to-head over App. So Coastal just has to worry about beating Georgia Southern as far as record because that's the one they have the loss to. And Georgia Southern still already beat Coastal, has a chance to have beat all of them.
Yeah, and
they still play App and Old Dominion.
Yeah, they got ODU and App. Yep.
Very well done, Sprouse.
That's what you're dealing with.
So who do you think is going to be in the Sun Belt Championship game?
Georgia Southern.
Coastal.
Well,
I think Georgia Southern is going to smoke Old Dominion because they're really good at home. And then I think both Coastal and App State are going to lose to James Madison. And then it's going to come down to Georgia Southern, App State.
At App State.
At App. Well, now hold on. So let me do a little math here. If Georgia Southern wins out, yeah, I think
Georgia Southern has to win out. Yeah, if they win out, they got it.
if assuming Coastal loses to James Madison.
Yeah, but even if Coastal loses, Georgia Southern has the head-to-head over them.
Yeah, but Coastal has to lose. So Georgia Southern
What if
has
Coastal
to win
wins?
out and Coastal lose.
Yeah,
if Coastal wins.
If Coastal beats James Madison, they're in.
There you go.
No.
That's what I think Jeff was saying.
Okay, yeah, you're right.
They already have played another game, so
That's
they
right.
already have the 5th win.
You got
But if the NCAA comes in and lets the boys play, James Madison's in there. And you got
So
a
now,
rematch for
what
Troy
if
and James Madison.
what if it's let me hear what about this story? What about this for a storyline? What if they somehow approve this appeal before this weekend, and App State goes in there and ruins their shit live on ESPN Plus? Which, by the way, it's happening again, right? Herb Street and them are not even calling the game. I hate that so much. If you're going to make game day there, put
call
Herb
the
Street
game.
on the call. Call the game.
Yep.
Why are you you're really willing to fly that guy from Harrisonburg, Virginia to Corvallis, literally across the country? I mean,
well, James Madison shouldn't feel that bad. I mean, they do it to like almost all the games, though.
No, they do.
I mean, not a lot, not all of them, but you know what I mean.
But it just shows you that like it's kind of like a, it's a whatever. But so anyway, yeah. So anyway, so Coastal beats James Madison. They're in. How can App get in?
They have to win out, and Coastal has to lose.
Yeah, App's got to win out. They can't lose to James Madison.
Nope, they have to win out.
Oh, what if could there be? No, because Georgia Southern and App still play.
Yeah, they have to win out.
Well, hold on, but what if App beats James Madison, loses to Georgia Southern, and Coastal loses to James Madison? They'll all be 5-3.
Be a three-way
Sorry,
tie.
they'll all yeah.
And they all
hit each other.
Yeah,
they go to diner, flip a coin.
Then it goes.
We got Jeff.
You got to get on another podcast, Jeff.
No, you're good.
I was just curious how many voicemails we had for my own benefit. If you're gonna be like 10 of them,
we got 9. 2 of them are pretty quick.
Hold on, let me go through. Okay, you guys care if we got to go through the tie-breaking procedures. We got to do it. 3-way tie. Hold on. Multiple team tie.
Sprouts, what if they all lose? Arkansas State wins out, and then one team ends up being disqualified due to COVID restrictions.
Butch Jones is back. They make it.
Yeah, I don't know what they do. Monroe goes. So here's what you got. So multiple team tie. The team with the highest winning tiebreaker number 1, the team with the highest winning percentage in games played amongst the tied teams. So it won't solve it there. Number 2, highest overall divisional winning percentage. So did any of them lose to a West team?
Let's see.
App State lost to Old Dominion, and who the hell did they lose to? Coastal.
Yeah.
Okay, so they didn't lose. So that they both. So Coastal, their third loss would be. So they lost to Georgia Southern and Georgia State. Coastal.
Oh, that's right.
They got smoked by Georgia State. And then Georgia Southern lost to James Madison, Marshall.
Lost to West teams.
Yeah, so none of them. Okay, so we got to move on to the next.
Yet. Yeah.
Each team's winning percentage versus the team occupying the next highest position in the final divisional standings. So that would be the 4th team, which would potentially be Old Dominion. which then would eliminate App State.
Yeah.
And then Georgia Southern and Coastal would then be the only two tied, and then Georgia Southern would get the nod.
I think so.
Based on head-to-head?
I think so.
I'll tell you what, I should be the commish. I should be the commissioner of the conference because I wouldn't do any of that. I would make them play. You know, in high school, we had a three-way tie for the district one year, and we played like one quarter, like a tournament. It was wild, and we lost because our kicker missed an extra point in overtime. Scumbag.
Kickers.
But, yeah, bad. In the yearbook, he said big time, some quote about big plays or whatever, big games. It's like he shanked an extra point, lose the playoff game.
Not you, pal.
Yeah, that wasn't you, buddy.
Pal.
So anyway, that's what we're dealing with, guys. I think Georgia Southern's. I think that's the most realistic path.
Yeah, I think it's Coastal, but we'll see.
Coastal, all they got to do is beat James Madison. Coastal could get murdered by Army this week.
They might just sit everybody.
They should.
You want to know why? Because Sam Pickney is 105 yards from breaking.
Yeah, congrats to him. What did he get? Most consecutive games with a catch, right?
Yep.
Last week?
Yep.
Yeah, congrats, man. Congrats, Steeple. It's pretty impressive. So, Jeff, let's get our Southern Roots commercial. We'll make our picks, and then we'll go for the voicemails.
Are you tired of listening to the same music playlist? We got just what you need. Southern Roots Radio is an audio magazine rooted in Americana, curating music, culture, and sports to a stubbornly independent audience. Go check them out at southernrootsradio.com, or you can download their app on either the Apple or Google Play Store. Southern Roots Radio. Come on in and stay a while.
Huge shout out to the guys over at Southern Roots, and we are going with our lock of the week. We are taking Jacksonville State minus 8.5 at home versus Louisiana Tech. Louisiana Tech, not very good. Jacksonville State, one of those Conference USA teams that is pretty good. Our underdog of the week. It's a tough one. Big game, taking Memphis at home, money line, plus 255. It's not bad on that one.
A lot of value.
Yeah, and then over under, we are taking Nevada at Colorado State. We are taking the over 47.5. Pending weather, though. If it starts snowing, don't take that.
It's not calling for snow. It looks like it's going to be 61 as the high for that day, so I think this should be good.
What's our situation in Maction right now? What's Toledo doing?
Pull this up here. Halftime. Bowling Green is leading Toledo 28-10. 4 minutes to go in the third quarter. NIU is up 14-0 still on Western Michigan. And then 8 minutes to go in the third quarter. Tie ball game, 14-14, Eastern Michigan and Akron.
Oh, so let's make a couple quick picks. Central Michigan at Ohio. Give me the Bobcats.
Yeah.
Murph?
Yeah, I'm going with the Bobcats.
Swag. Buffalo at Miami. Give me Miami.
Same. I think that defense is too good.
Upset alert, Buffalo.
Woo. South Florida Bulls, Friday night going to San Antonio. Rumors are swirling about Jeff Traylor going to A&M. UTSA, big.
Yeah, Frank Harris's last home game in the Dome. I think he has a great going out party.
Yep. We all agree. Voicemails, Jeff. You guys keep calling that hotline. How many we got, Jeff?
I believe we have 9 to kick off our voicemail segment. If you want to get something off your chest, give us your hottest take, 615-900-4286. We always want to hear from you guys. Keep it under 3 minutes or else it will cut you off. That's the Google time limit on voicemail. So let's get right into it. Our first one, as always, Zach Green.
What's up, guys? Zach Green here, and I'm celebrating win number 10, baby. Stop me if you've heard this before, but Liberty just beat Old Dominion. Liberty is 4-0 against Old Dominion since joining the FBS in 2018. Stop me if you've also heard this one before, but Liberty just beat a Sun Belt team. Liberty is 11-3 against the current Sun Belt membership since Liberty joined the FBS in 2018. Over the summer, I had said that Liberty was 9-3 against the Sun Belt current membership since 2018, but I was incorrect. That was actually 10-3 So now we're sitting at 11-3. Excuse me, I've got a little bit of a cold that I've been getting over here. But I want to direct the rest of this call at the haters and the naysayers about Liberty football. The group of 5 guys, you guys have been good about it. Most of the callers have been good about it. But what I want to direct it at are the people that are now wanting to move the goalposts about Liberty's win over ODU. To the people that have been talking about how tough Old Dominion is, how close they're going to play Liberty, they're a really good team, their record just doesn't show it, all that stuff. I want to talk to you guys that now want to act like, after you said all that, that now this win that Liberty got is not that big of a deal because ODU is 4-6. That is hogwash, okay? Old Dominion played 9 games before they played Liberty today. 8 of them were one-score games. That includes a 7-point win over Louisiana. That includes a win over App State. That includes a 3-point loss against Wake Forest. That includes a 4-point loss against Coastal Carolina, who has looked great the last few weeks. The current gaming at Texas State is still going on, so I don't know what's going to happen with that. But the last few weeks, they've looked really good. Only beat Old Dominion by 4. And then James Madison, 9-0 up until today. Probably going to be 10-0 today. Only beat them by 3. And then the one game that Old Dominion lost and looked really bad in was against Virginia Tech. How much did Tech beat them by? 19. How much did Liberty beat them by? 28. It was 18 or 19, somewhere in there. Liberty beat them by 28. That's more than several of these Sun Belt teams combined. That's more than Virginia Tech. Does this prove that Liberty is world beaters, that they're the best team in the group of 5? No, it doesn't prove that. But I think it shows that we should dang sure be in the conversation. And it shows that this nonsense about Liberty being the 4th or 5th best team in the Sun Belt is crazy. Okay? So, telling that to you naysayers, and I'm telling you now, Liberty's 10-0. We're excited about it. We're heading to a conference championship. Don't be haters, man. Liberty's a good football team. We can't wait to keep on winning. Flames over everybody. Flames to the moon. Go Flames, baby.
Appreciate it, Zach, as always. Yeah, I mean, they did what they had to do.
No
Whether
question.
people want to give them credit or not, that's on them.
Game.
Yeah, 100%. Let's check in with our boys down in Statesboro, Georgia. See what's going on down there.
Group of 5 guys, Josh Bevel here. It is Monday morning. Oh, it is a bad Monday. I mean, Marshall hasn't scored more than 10 points in well over a month, I'm pretty sure. Correct me if I'm wrong. I very well could be wrong, but they're not scoring points at all. And then all of a sudden our defense comes out there. You create 2 turnovers. Opening kick goes down. You know, that's big hurt right off the bat. You know, everybody says you're down 7-0 going into a road game in somebody else's place. So you start off 14-0 right off the bat. And it looked like that we were going. We went away from the run game when we needed to, which is one of my criticisms. And, you know, we couldn't punch the ball in the end zone. Zone efficiency was terrible. Terrible. I thought the play call was bad at times, but I trust Coach Ellis and I trust his scheme going forward. And I don't like that some of these Georgia Southern fans are calling for Coach Helton's head like, oh, like, he's just another this and just another that, like he's not that good of a coach. Okay. Yes, we've struggled on the road. But the conference championship is still very much in the picture. You just got to win out. And, you know, y'all said it so much on the show. I've said it so much. Everybody said it. Sun Belt East is brutal. Brutal. But, you know, Georgia Southern, you got ODU at home and then App State, just got to win. God bless. Love the group of 5 guys. Hail Southern, go Eagles. Thank you.
Just win out. That's all you got to do.
Control what you can control.
That's it. Appreciate it, Josh. Let's check in with our buddy Jim Cowart.
Group of 5 guys, good morning. Jim Cowart here, calling you on my morning commute. Well, game at Marshall did not go as everybody had hoped. That was a tough loss for us. Just didn't really execute in the red zone like we needed to. And also it's a football game. I mean, Marshall is a good team. And our boys are good, and we could have beat them. No question about it. But, again, it's a matter of being able to execute with a rebuilding team on the road, and we fell short. And that's kind of where I want to go with my comment today. You know, listen, I get disappointed when Georgia Southern lose, no doubt about it. I've been a Georgia Southern fan since birth. I've been to national championship games. I've married Oak Russell, done the whole 9 yards, done everything. Been a fan forever. And listen, I love our winning culture and our winning attitude. But this is just a message to all our Eagle faithful out there. Guys, take a step back, take a breath. Don't call for heads to roll. The reality is Georgia Southern is a rebuilding team. Blake Helton has had one full recruiting cycle up underneath his belt. He and his coaching staff have done a great job at bringing in great young talent. You got to give these guys time. You have to remember where we were just 2 short years ago. An abysmal team with no direction and no sound leadership. We had 3 games won in the season before Helton came in. We turned around and we were bowl eligible in his first season as head coach. And here we are, already bowl eligible with 2 great winnable football games left to play. Now, again, guys, it's just a matter of time. Okay? Give these guys time to come and develop. They've done a great job of going to the portal to pick up people where we're light. And he's building something special in Statesboro. Just give these guys time. I know it sucks to lose. I hate to lose. And I'm not making excuses. It's just the reality. It's how I see it. Tell me if I'm wrong, guys. And if I am, totally fine. But that's just how I see it. Go Eagles. Everybody show up for our last game, senior day, ODU. Show up on Saturday. Make some noise. And let's root them on to 1-0 this week. Have a great week, fellas.
Appreciate it, Jim.
Yeah, I mean, he said exactly what we were saying earlier about building the culture. And then here's the deal, too. You better get on board with the NIL collective down there if you want to keep these good guys, because that's the issue that all these coaches are dealing with, that none of your beloved coaches from the past have ever had to deal with. So just keep that in mind as you're calling for people's jobs.
100%. All right. Hadn't heard from Terry Johnson in a few weeks. He's in the Navy. Appreciate what you do for us, brother. Hope you're staying safe out there. But he's checking in, and he is
How's he doing?
Happy. Not happy about his Cajuns, that's for sure.
Hey, Group of 5 guys. Terry Johnson here. Haven't called in a few weeks. Been busy. Y'all know I'm in the Navy, so with current events, been really busy with what's going on overseas, and I won't get into politics or anything, but that's why I haven't been able to call. But been trying to keep up with the Group of 5 football, and of course, always going to keep up with the Cajuns. And we look like we play like we coach like Our best player is out for the year. Young Chris. Hope he gets well. Our starting center is most likely out for the year, and we just can't get our heads on right. Our coaches can't coach the right things correctly. We're doing the little things wrong. We can't tackle. We can't block. We can't catch the ball. Like, I'd be surprised if we don't go to a bowl game this year. I wouldn't be surprised. We're going to get our asses beat by Zach and those short Trojans, on this coming Saturday. They're going to beat our asses. They're going to beat the out of us. And then they're most likely going to lose a heartbreaker on, last-minute kick field goal to ULM after that. And honestly, even if we did go bowling, I wouldn't even give a because this coaching staff needs to get fired. I'm done with Dez. I'm done with this coaching staff. I'm done with this administration that doesn't care about getting fans in the stands, doesn't care about engaging with students, that doesn't care about, making your community better by, strengthening your football team. Nope. All we care about is, 500 seasons, maybe going to a bowl game, and, the bare minimum. This entire administration, this lazy-ass coaching staff. Like, I wouldn't be surprised if our best players on the team transferred. Because honestly, why wouldn't they? Why would they want to stay in a town where nobody supports football, where nobody supports athletics, and why wouldn't they go to that purple and piss team across the basin? Why wouldn't they want to go there? Even if they were third string, why wouldn't they want to go there? At least they get paid. At least they get engaged. With fans and students and everything. Why wouldn't they even want to go to, the stinky Greenway? Why wouldn't they even want to go there? At least they encourage, fan engagement, because all this other shit. I love this team. I love being a Cajun, but f***ing suck, and it's not going to get better until everybody in the administration gets f***ing fired because it's toxic and no one wants to f***ing admit it except for me and a select few other people. But fuck it, man. We're going to get left behind in the Sun Belt. We're probably going to go down to FCS because no one cares anymore. God bless Group of 5. God bless Group of 5 guys. Go Cajuns. I'm tired of this shit.
Thank you, Terry.
Feeling it, brother.
Didn't Terry sell us on Dez last year?
I mean, I'm with it. You always root for the guys that are, not the ones that aren't. They're admin, man. They have made some strange decisions.
I just can't get over their lack of community support and stuff.
Yeah, that's wild.
It's wild.
It really is. Thank you. Thank you for what you do for
yeah, appreciate you, Terry, for sure.
Yep. All right, let's get to our next one. Zachary Brenner.
Happy Sunday, boys. Zachary Brenner calling on behalf of another Troy victory. I pulled a Matthew Sprouse late Friday. I looked on the schedule and I was like, wow, Monroe, Louisiana is only about 4 hours and 40 minutes from where I live here in McKinney, Texas. So I was like, you know what? Let me make a couple phone calls. And an hour later, I had a backpack and I was driving late at night to Monroe, Louisiana to watch the boys win. It was a great victory. It's extremely hard for us to win there. Makes no sense. My senior year, we were up, I think, 28-0 at halftime. And we ended up having to make a game-winning interception to win 35-27. It was an insane game, and we only won one other time there, and that was 2001. So for whatever reason, it's always hardest for us to win there. But yesterday, defense showed up. Richard Troubadour, Javon Solomon, my gosh, we had 9 sacks. They both combined for 7.5 of them. That's just insane. So I want to enjoy the victory on that. So we put a period on that. And I want to say this to all you JMU fans: we want y'all to become eligible. Sincerely, we want our payback. So we really hope y'all get to host. We really hope y'all win the East. Now y'all still got 2 damn games to play, so that little dumbass bitch ass shirt y'all made and want to sell, whatever. But we hope y'all become eligible, and we'll smack that ass at your hometown or your own field. So, forever and always, one Troy.
Appreciate it, Zach.
That game would be tight.
That would be an epic.
I mean, I will say all this, as much as I've been anti-James Madison getting this thing approved, that would be the best game.
Yeah, 100%. It would be. All right, let's get to Nathan, who is called one other time. He's a Troy fan as well.
What's up, guys? Nathan calling again for the second time. Go Troy. Just wanted to say, first off, shout out Javon Solomon and Richard Troubadour for combining for 7.5 sacks, 4 and 3.5, respectively. Just absolute monsters. Both guys in the top, 30 or so in sacks in the nation now. NFL guys. So I'm trying to keep it relatively short today. I wanted to pose the question of, well, first off, Troy, I think, is not getting any love in the AP poll. I think they should be receiving votes at a minimum right now. Fresno State still got some, and they got kind of destroyed by San Jose. I thought that was weird. But my question's going to be, and I want to see what you guys think about it. I want you to just kind of play matchmaker here and put together some bowl matchups. So between kind of Fresno State, UNLV, Miami of Ohio, Toledo, Troy,
We'll see who comes out of the East in the Sun Belt. And Liberty, I guess those are really the only available options. How would you match those guys up in bowls? I like to see in Tulane, Memphis, SMU as well. Sorry, I almost put those guys out. But how would you match those guys up in bowls? I like to see as many of our top group of 5 programs play Power 5 as possible. But I definitely think, in Troy's case, for instance, at very least, if we're not going to get kind of an 8-4 type Power 5 team, I would like to see Troy at very least, because the Sun Belt is the elite conference in the group of 5. It's not the second, obviously. I would like to see him, pair up against a Memphis or a SMU or even a Tulane if they get exposed in the next couple of weeks, or if they don't, either way, if they don't get that NY6 bowl. So just match up some of those bowl games for me, and who do you fit against each other? Who do you fit against Power 5 teams? And then what do you think is going to happen in those games? Let me know. Appreciate it. Go Troy. UL is going down probably pretty handily this week. I give it probably about 26 points. Thanks, guys. You guys rock. Appreciate what you're doing for the group of 5. And like I said, go Troy.
Appreciate it, Nathan. I hope we get all G5 versus Power 5 matchups myself.
Yeah.
But Troy and
I do
Tulane
too.
would be a hell of a game.
Well, I always like to see like the offense versus defense type of deals. So I would like to see like in those teams he mentioned, the defense is Troy, Miami of Ohio. I'd like to see them matched up against like your SMU, although SMU's got a damn good defense too.
Yeah.
But like the SMU offense, the Memphis offense, I'd like to see one of these really good defenses. Well, I don't know if I want to see it anymore, but a week ago I would have told you I'd like to see like a Troy defense go against the Air Force offense. I think would be pretty intense. But yeah, I'm with you. I hope we get them all. I hope all the Sun Belt teams play all freaking Big 12 and the SEC and ACC teams, and the Mountain West teams play all the Pac-12 teams.
Yeah.
But I'm sure they won't. I'm sure they'll pair them up and
pair up the best group of 5 and have them beat up on each other.
Yeah.
All right, got 3 more left. A couple of these are pretty quick, so let's get to Joe Judkins.
Hey, fellas, it's Joe Judkins, your pimp daddy from Shalimar, Florida. I hope everyone's recovered from this past weekend, both financially and emotionally. Troy Trojans get it done. Probably sent Terry Bowden to LinkedIn looking for coaching opportunities elsewhere. There are none for you, Coach. Sorry. Speaking of pimps, how about ESPN pimping JMU this weekend? Game day coming to town. Huge for the Sun Belt. Huge for JMU. Huge for the group of 5. I hope it helps JMU. I really do. But ESPN announcers, ESPN Plus, announcers and production crew are just putrid. And the atrocious doesn't even come close to the description. Their graphics on screen, replay, camera angles, announcers, just unprepared. Putrid. Group of 5 deserves better. Big shout out to Steeple 51. Sam breaking the NCAA record for consecutive game catches. Proud of him, man. Sunbelt Eats is a fun mess to watch. Do your job, Coach, so keep coming. We'd love to see you in Troy December 2nd. Much love to the group of 5 guys. Love what you do, how you're doing it, and what it means to all of us. Keep up the good work. God bless you guys. Take care.
Pimp Daddy Joe. Appreciate you, brother.
Pimp Daddy Joe.
That's awesome.
Great. He's right about the production, too.
It's bad.
What about what channel was UTSA on? ESPNU, I think, right? They were on one of them.
I think so.
Like they were on TV, and like the whole first quarter, they had no score.
Yeah.
No score, no time, no down and distance, nothing. I'm like, dude, that
Really
would never
weird.
happen.
No. Really weird.
He said it, unprepared.
Yeah. All right, let's check in with our boy Stu's Right from Twitter.
He's back.
Hey, boys. Stu's Right from Twitter. Oh, 2 weeks in a row we put 4 quarters together. That's a dream come true. I'm hoping that puts some of the Fire Clark folks to bed. I hope so, anyways. I don't know that it will, but keep our fingers crossed on that. Big one with JMU coming up Saturday. College game day is going to be there. Can't wait to listen to them talk about how JMU should get an exception for the rule that they knew was the rule when they signed up for the Sun Belt. can't wait to hear him talk about that. Unfortunately, not going to be able to go to the game. I'll be on a golf trip down in Conway, and I say Conway specifically because it's right next to CUSA Carolina, which is not Myrtle Beach. People, if you hear this, I know we talked a little bit yesterday. If you want to grab a drink or grab some dinner one night, give me a shout. Kills me to say this, because it's giving somebody at CUSA credit. Shout out to Sam Pickney for the NCAA record, 55 consecutive games with a reception. Anyways, go out, beat JMU.
Appreciate it, Stu.
See that, man? See what we did there?
It's great.
Two rivals now are going to go out to dinner together.
It's fantastic.
Share a cold beverage together. You're
That's
making
all
the
about.
world a better place, man.
One Coastal and App fan at a time.
Yeah.
All right, let's finish off the voicemail segment and the show with our boy Steeple _PC_51.
Hey, Group 5 guys, how you doing? This is Steeple _PC_51. I guess I had to be a little bit more somber today because my family told me to tone it down. So I am. So I'm going to keep it low key. I'm just going to bring out a couple things. One, App State, Baker, Wood, my dude Stu Wright, congratulations. I'm glad y'all keeping pace with Coastal Carolina Chanticleers. Keep up the pace. Keep winning. Love what y'all did this past Saturday. Zach B, Joe, I got to give y'all much credit. You Troy Trojans are holding on onto that West. We did y'all a favor, and you can send me my thank you letters and things. I take flowers too and stuff like that. It doesn't bother me. Joe, make sure that fish is really good when you come there for that conference championship game. I will be at your tailgate. I just want to put that in there right now. Zach Green, oh man, Liberty, hey, I hope we can get to see y'all sometime. Maybe throw us in a bowl or something like that, or they finally decide the best team. And for the narrative, old coach playing new coach, playing old team, something of that nature. Hey, I would love that narrative. That would be great. Grant, JMU, you're still winning. But I got news for you, buddy. Y'all ass is in trouble. App State is on fire. Coast is on fire. If you get through this right here, man, send y'all ass to New York Six Bowl. I don't care. But I'm telling you right now, bud, stop counting your chickens before they hatch. Like I told everybody else before all this, before the 5-game streak, we coming. We coming. We are coming. Now for my other buddies, I just got to say, Jim Coward, Terry Johnson, Crimble. Man, y'all can't keep up whatsoever, man. The L's are just building on y'all side. Oh my gosh. Look. We're going to be there. I can tell y'all. See you in Conway. We'll see you in Troy. We're going to win the conference championship. And by the way, we have a new NCAA record holder. Everybody, thanks for the comments. Thanks for the congratulations. And I'll see y'all in Conway.
Appreciate it, Steve.
Great call once again.
Yep.
That's all we got, Jeff?
That's it.
Well, man, we appreciate everybody calling in. We appreciate everybody listening, everybody watching. If you like the show, make sure you go to YouTube, Apple Podcasts, Spotify, wherever you get your podcasts. Subscribe to the channel. Tell your family and friends all about us. Leave us a 5-star rating and a review. Follow us on all the social media platforms at Group of Five Guys, or you can go to groupof5guys.com and get you some swag. Live show at some point on Saturday. And also we interview with former App State quarterback Armani Edwards, the guy that really put App State on the map. That's coming up later in the week, so be on the lookout for that. And then we'll catch you Saturday morning